Hi, thank you for tuning in to my second video on my YouTube channel. We're going to talk today about books, documentaries and things that have helped me on my journey. So we're also going to touch on YouTube channels, social media accounts and things like that, and I just want to share with you what I found really helpful. So the first book I'm going to talk about is my Crystal Bible, and this is by Cassandra Eason. I've had this quite a few years, so you might be able to find it. You probably could pick one up secondhand on Amazon or eBay or somewhere like that. This book is phenomenal, and everybody I come across that's into crystals has said the same. There's so many different Bibles out there, but this one just goes into so much detail. For example, you'd go to the back page and you could look up anything that's you're suffering with. So it could be headaches, it could be sinuses, and it will list off crystals that are going to be beneficial for that. So it's really in depth. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this book because I'm going to be doing a whole video on crystals and how they work for you and what you can get from them. So yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail on this book. But yeah, if you're looking into crystals and you're looking for a really good book to start building your knowledge, this is the book I would recommend. And I will put all the info down in the notes on this video. So yeah, that's the Crystal Bible by Cassandra Eason. Also, just to quickly share with you, from my first video, I got a lovely message via my sister through a lovely lady that we know, and she just was encouraging about me doing these videos, and she also said I needed to select a crystal that I would always keep with me when doing these videos to give me protection. And what was lovely, she said she was going to speak to my nan in spirit and her mum that's in spirit, and they was going to put some lovely protecting energy into the crystal. And the one I've picked is this beautiful piece of celestite. When I bought this, I bought it with the intention of selling it, but I just can't. So this is going to be my crystal that stays with me through my YouTube channel, and hopefully will always be around and you will see it in the videos. So this is my little protection crystal here. So I just thought I'd share that with you. So the next book I wanted to share is The Afterlife of Billy Fingers, and this is by Annie Keegan. This was a beautiful book. I was told to read this by another amazing woman, Tarot Tracy, and I'm so glad she told me to read this book. And I always had this belief of like, when we die, death is not the end. I've always felt that. I think we are just a vessel and our soul is in there and it gets released. And everything I thought about what happens when you die was exactly what came up in this book. So for me, it was like clarification, and it's just the most beautiful spiritual book. I won't tell you too much about it because I would really like you to read it. So it's about a lady and she loses her brother. She's not a very spiritual being, but he kind of comes back to her, and it's just this beautiful journey of him sharing knowledge from the afterlife and sharing it with her. But I totally recommend this book. If you're having a bit of a spiritual awakening or you're wanting to look into things like that, then this is a really good book, and it's The Afterlife of Billy Fingers. And I mean, it's the perfect thing to take on holiday. I laughed, I cried. I've read it more than once now, and it's just beautiful. So definitely try and look out for this book. It really is lovely. Also, I just wanted to share now this little book. This is by Jasmine Kirkbride. I got this in the works and it was like £3. It's so cheap. And it's literally just a believe in yourself book, and it's all quotes, and literally you can just wake up, you might be feeling shitty, and you can flip through a page, find a little quote, and it really is, they just start uplifting. And I wanted to share with you my favourite quote from the book. And it's by Christian D. Larson, and it says, "Believe in yourself, know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle." And we all need to remember that. We are greater than any obstacle that can be put in front of us. I totally believe that. But it is the loveliest little book, and it is just full of quotes, and it was like £3. And days when I've been feeling crappy and looked through it, it really has lifted my spirits or cheered me up. And also I bought this for a couple of friends. They're just lovely little books to have. So you may still be able to get this in the works. Check online. It was £3, and it's called Believe in Yourself. And you know what? We all need to believe in ourselves a little bit more sometimes, I feel. So yeah, this is a lovely little book. So go and check that one out too. So now we're going to talk about The Secrets by Rhonda Bryn. This book came into my life when I was 24. I won't tell you how long ago that was, but I was 24, and it was when I went to America to work. I worked for Royal Caribbean on cruise ships, and my manager on the ship was Serbian. She was a very strong businesswoman, and she said to everybody when we arrived in the spas that you need to read this. And I thought, what they're going on about? And do you know what? The moment I picked it up, and I never put it down, it basically teaches you about the law of attraction and how we can manifest anything into our life. And it was so true. As you read this book, it will tell you to create a vision board. And so a vision board is something you can keep, best to keep in your home, something you're going to see quite a lot, preferably your bedroom, and just literally fill the board with all the things you want, all your targets, your goals, your dream home, your dream bags. It could be anything you're wanting. But if you wake up and you visually see it, it's staying in your mind and it's in your subconscious. So this book basically teaches you that we can all achieve whatever we want to. It goes into so much detail, it really does. There's other books from this Secret of Rhonda Bryn. So you've got The Magic, I think, Hero. So type her name in and it will bring up all her books, but The Secrets is the first one to go for. It's like we all know people that are like, oh, I'm ill, and then they're ill. Like, what you put out, you do get back. Like, if you put out negative thoughts, you're just going to be negative. And I think it really is good for changing your mindset. And again, I've been saying, I don't know if you see my little Instagram post yesterday about World Kindness Day, it's about keeping your mind space really positive. And I think sometimes we beat ourselves up and we're so negative to ourselves, and we say things that we would never say to somebody we cared about. So why would we say them to ourselves, especially in our mind and our thought process? So this book I really do recommend. It can help anybody, no matter what you're suffering. It's brilliant. It's a good business tool. So it's all to do with the law of attraction and manifestation. Yeah, this book, I'm so glad it came into my life. And when I was working in America, I did a vision board, and everything I put on that vision board happened within a year. So I know it works. There's a little thing it tells you to do in this, and it's actually quite funny. So every time you go to Tesco's, Asda, or wherever you may be in the world, there may not be an Asda, it might be Walmart or whatever, but and you always try and find a car parking space, and there's never one. So when you're driving to the store, picture the car park, picture that space. There's going to be a space there waiting for you. Literally visualize it. Do not let it out your head. And I can probably say 99.9% of the time, that car parking space will be there for you. It is manifestation, law of attraction. Think about it. Thoughts become things, and they really do. So definitely look this book up, guys. I know you won't be disappointed with this one. It's amazing. And now we're going to go on to another book. This is by a lady who is, in my eyes, phenomenal. She's one of the leading therapists in the world. Her name is Marissa Peer, and she has got this book, and it's called I'm Enough. In my home, on every mirror, I've got writ, I'm enough. So when you just happen to look in the mirror, you see it. It's just like a little reminder that we are all enough. And some of us don't feel like we're enough sometimes. I won't go into too much detail on her book, again, because you need to read it. But Marissa Peer, she is on Facebook, Instagram. She's got YouTube videos galore on losing weight, stopping smoking, getting rid of anxiety. She says something in one of her videos, and it's always stuck in my mind. She says, you don't go to the dentist and talk about your toothache. They rip the fucker out. And that's exactly what a therapist should do. You shouldn't go to a therapist for 5-6 years talking about the same problem. If that therapist can't rip the problem out and replace it with a positive, then they're not doing their job properly in my eyes, I don't think. So basically, Marissa Peer goes in and she says behind every problem that people are suffering with, whether it's the fear that you don't deserve the promotion, the fear that you can't ask that girl or guy out because you don't feel you're enough, literally behind everything lies the fear that we are not enough. So if you can go back to the start and realise when that happened, then if you can fix that, then everything else falls into suit. So she's really amazing, Marissa Peer, and totally check out her YouTube channel. I've probably watched most of the things she's done. She's phenomenal. She really gave me some confidence when I needed it, and she interacts with people. The fact she liked my post and she's commented on them, yeah, like made my day, really did. So if you ever watch this, Marissa, I think you're amazing, and keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, brilliant book. Check her out, Marissa Peer. You can't go wrong. She's a phenomenal woman, she really is. So definitely look this book up. Now we're going to go on to The Medical Medium. This is not his first book. My first book is been lent to my friend, and that is just called The Medical Medium. His second book, I do believe, was this one, which is The Life-Changing Foods. Then his third book, I think, is Liver Rescue. Then his fourth is probably like Thyroid. And there's probably even a book on celery juice. Don't quote me. Check him out, Medical Medium. He has over 1 million subscribers. He's worked with everybody. He's just done some work with the Kardashians because she suffers with psoriasis. I'm going to get onto another video talking about food diet supplements, so I will kind of go into more detail on that there. When I first read Anthony's first book, that was the day I decided to give up meat, and I did that for many reasons. One, because I love animals, and two, because of the environment and my body. So I think once you do research into actually how meat is, how it's sustained, and what it does to the body and things like that, I think the more you educate yourself on things like this, the less likely you are to eat things like this. I'm not going to preach. What you do with your diet is entirely your choice. Some of my best friends eat meat, and I love them all the same. Like, I'm not one of these people that are going to be pushing my views down people's throat. These are my views and my opinions, and I totally respect yours. But yeah, can't go wrong with these books. This one really goes into detail about foods. So you can look up ginger, for example, and then it would tell you the benefits that ginger's going to do to the body. It will tell you like the spiritual benefits and the emotional benefits of that food, and also touching on symptoms. Certain symptoms that would be beneficial for certain ingredients, supplements, herbs, plants, fruits and vegetables. But it really is an amazing book. The one thing I think Anthony has brought to this plain earth is celery juice. Like, celery juice is just amazing. It gives you energy, it's good for your skin. You're best off doing it in the morning. So juice your celery before you even drink anything, eat anything, so your stomach's nice and empty. You want that to hit the stomach, you want it to start releasing, and it stabilizes the salts. It's really good for a healthy gut. It just kickstarts everything. So I think if you can take one thing from Anthony Williams, celery juice every morning, it is so beneficial for the body. Millions of people are doing it now. It really is. But hopefully I should get my other book off my friend, and then when I do the video about food supplements, I will have the first book of Anthony's there, because it is quite a chunky book. I read it on holiday, and I'm dyslexic. I'm not a good reader, but I did not put it down. I think I read the book in like 4 or 5 days, which was like, that's a track record for me. The only thing I read is Vogue normally, but that's more pictures. But yeah, can't go wrong with Anthony. Really is phenomenal. Subscribe to his channel on YouTube, follow him on Instagram, follow him on Facebook. Yeah, and if you're looking for a present for Christmas, or somebody said, what do you want? Pick one of these books. If I could probably say, go for his first book, Medical Medium. This was gifted to me by my amazing friend Tamara. She's amazing. So I am very thankful for that she gave me that. So yeah, that was the last book. So now I just want to quickly touch on YouTube channels. I've got some notes here so I didn't forget anyone. You need to subscribe to Marissa Peer. She's phenomenal. Videos on all different things. So no matter what your problem or your friend might be suffering with something, I can guarantee there's going to be a video on YouTube by Marissa Peer that will help. Then you've got Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins is like high energy, she's impact. She came up with this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, how can I explain it? In the morning, when we wake up, we don't want to get out of bed. It's cold. We know we've got to do this, we've got to do that. She says, get it in your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, out of bed. Literally, you know your next task. Oh, I don't want to do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. And before you know it, you've changed your mindset into tricking it. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. She's really worth a watch. I don't think you'll be disappointed from her. Yeah, so check her out. Mel Robbins, YouTube. Then we've got Tony Robbins. You've probably already heard of him. I can't imagine people haven't. He's just like amazeballs. Like, the best thing I've seen from him was a Netflix documentary, which is called I'm Not Your Guru. Really, it wasn't hard to watch. It tugs on the heartstrings because people are sharing their stories, and some of these stories are horrific. Like, we're talking from abuse, neglect, loss, grief. It's like the real tough stuff. But he's phenomenal, and my God, can he heal people. He's a phenomenal man. So please subscribe to Tony Robbins, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Then again, The Secret, the book I touched on earlier, there's so much about that on YouTube. There really is. So check out some YouTube videos. Just type in the law of attraction. So many. Try a few. One will resonate with you, I'm sure. Then also Abraham Hicks. Again, more amazing positiveness. It's just, yeah, Abraham Hicks, you can't go wrong. It's kind of a little bit of everything rolled into one. Abraham Hicks on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure they're on Instagram. Then you've got Bob Proctor. He's another amazing guy, full of positivity. He's a lot in the Secrets. He comes up a lot in this. So in The Secrets, it was put together by Rhonda Brim, but she brings in so many people from like the spiritual, not even spiritual, just like people that are empowering and have just got gifts, and it all comes together in this book. So yeah, Bob Proctor, YouTube, check him out too. Two other people that I just adore and always put a smile on my face, Oprah and Ellen. You just can't go wrong with them. And if you just want something fun to watch, like, or you need to lift your spirits, Ellen has these autocorrects and they're hilarious. It's all like text messages that have gone wrong and sent out predicted like text rather than the actual message. Not really relevant to this video, but they cheer me up. So if you're feeling low one day, like whack on some Ellen or Oprah, like they're amazing beings and they lift your spirit. Right, one little app I wanted to tell you about. I'm into my meditation, which really helped me still my mind, helped me get some focus, it kept me grounded. I'm going to go more into detail on meditation in a different video, but there is an app on your phone that you can get and it's called Insight Timer. Insight as in INSIGHTTIMER. Insight Timer is free. It's amazing. There's meditations from 3 minutes to 20 minutes. There's courses. You can connect with people all over the world. It's a really lovely app, so definitely check that one out. Another person I love to follow for meditation on YouTube is Steve Noble. He was brought into my life recently by a lovely lady I met in Covent Garden, who was another beautiful spiritual being. And she shared that knowledge. Lovely Christina, if you watch this, mwah, thank you for sharing that knowledge. And she told me about Steve Noble. He's amazing. So check him out as well. Just some documentaries now to share with you. If you really want to look into perhaps changing your diet, or you want to look into why this is bad for you and what it's doing to the environment, then the documentary that really opened up my eyes, and I watched this with my best friend Hanny, and yeah, we just found it shocking, like what is going on with the planet. I think we're told about CO2 emissions and how your car's doing it and flying, and then people are whinging about Prince William or Prince Harry and Meghan taking a private jet to Elton and Lewis Hamilton driving Ferraris. Like, no, the biggest polluter of CO2 emissions on this planet is beef farming and agricultural growth for farmyard animals. We are chopping down the Amazon to grow the soya bean to feed the animals, and it's just, we're taking land, and I think people don't realise we're producing so much beef for people to eat. All the cow shit produces methane. Like, the methane that cows produce is the biggest causer of CO2 on this planet. But yet they don't want to tell people that. So really look into cowspiracy. It's not, you're not going to see animals being murdered. It's not going into the slaughterhouses. It's not touching on that. It's really about what it's doing to our planet and what meat is doing to our body. So definitely check that out. I think it's just full of information and knowledge. It really is worth a watch. And then another amazing Netflix documentary is just called Heal, H-E-A-L. And they bring people in from some of the books we've touched and other people that are just so empowering. And it was just phenomenal. It really was. So if you're suffering, or you're going through an illness, or you may be terminal, or somebody you love is going through pain or suffering, and you're at the end of your tether, like you're not getting any answers, watch Heal. It could really open up channels for you. There may be something on there you think, I need to try that, I need to bring that into my life. But Heal was just beautiful, it really was, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I'm going to watch it again soon. There's other documentaries I could recommend, but I don't want to say to watch them because they're more graphic and they're hard hitting. If you would like to see documentaries that are more hard hitting and somewhat hard to watch at times, that are going to touch on like farming, what meat is doing to our body, what we're not being told by the government and things, do just drop me a message on any of my social media accounts and I will happily share the information. I just didn't want to put it out there because I don't want to bombard people with stuff that not everybody's going to want to watch. Everything I've shared today, everybody needs to watch. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. So I think I've come to my end. I think we've pretty much covered everything. Yeah, I think we have. Thank you ever so much for watching my second video, and I'm really looking forward to doing my third, and I hope you all have an amazing evening. Love and light. Mwah.